You did it! The final video to the SEO core fundamentals where you're learning how to master search engine optimization. This is the final video in the series, and this is monitoring SEO. And in the last video, we talked about RAIM, which is research, audit, getting the information and then measuring it, and implementing it and then measuring it. The monitoring SEO success here is we want to put together kind of the key performance indicators that we talked about in the last video. We want to see what the metrics are and the things that we want to monitor. We want to see what to track and why. We want to look at these key performance indicators, and then we want to use SEO Power Tools to track these results, and don't forget to use Google and their analytics to track the results as well. So what to track with SEO? You've heard me say key performance indicators in the last video. What does that mean? And basically here's what those are to me. A keyword SERP position. So when you're looking at your keyword, where does it appear? Is it number? And a lot of people say, well, that's a vanity metric, meaning where you appear in the SERP. But I want to make sure that it's the right keyword for the right position. Remember, the top 5 is where you get the most traffic. So I want to make sure that my SERP is in the right position. I want to look at my click-through rate also. And this type of information you'll find in Google Analytics or other analytics tools. You want to find out what your click-through rate is on the page. When people are looking for your term, Google will show you what your click-through rate is. Your conversion rate to your goals. When people are going to the page, if there's an opt-in, if there's a buy button, if there's action, what percentage is taking action? You want to know that. Is there any financial gains or losses? Any traffic gains or losses? Any lead gains or losses? So you want to see any traffic going up or going down. So is your traffic steadily climbing, or something now is going down? That's why we want to make sure to monitor to see any lead gains. Oh, things are going up. Oh, what are we doing right? Things are going down. Uh-oh, let's look and see what the problems are. That's why we want to track. Now, here's the main SEO metrics. What are the most important SEO performance metrics? And I break it down into 3 P's, which I call it penetration, process, and performance. And what I mean by that is the penetration is penetration to the market and to Google. How many pages are indexed? How many backlinks do you have? What's your domain authority? And then the process basically is project efficiency, the speed success, the costs. Are your SEO costs high? Availability, time, how well is the process going for your SEO? And then performance. Is your organic site traffic going higher? Is your page rank getting better? Are you getting better conversions? Is your organic revenue getting better? These are the main SEO metrics. Now, as I said, vanity metrics versus actual metrics. Vanity metrics are kind of like, I get so many impressions or I get so many clicks kind of thing. But what's really important is the revenue increases, the conversion rate increases, and the customer lifetime value increases. And most of these things can get better as we hone in to the customer intention and understand what they're looking for and what they're searching. So I'm going to use SEO PowerSuite to kind of monitor some things here and keep track of where my keywords are ranking on a regular basis. I'm going to show you how to schedule a task to keep constant updates to see where your keywords are ranking. Join me over to the PowerSuite to show you how to do some monitoring using a neat little feature to automate this behavior with SEO PowerSuite. Okay, here we are. So inside Rank Tracker, what we want to do now is schedule the updating of checking our listings here. So all we do is go into Preferences, and we click down on Schedule and Alerts. Now, you see I have a couple of things here enabled. I'm going to go ahead and just let me just create a new one. And so if I click here and check search engine rankings, this is kind of going to check our rankings every day. And if I'm checking just DPL, and I could do a daily kind of as a tag when it checks it. So if I click there, and this is going to be daily, and you can set the time and any information here. Run tasks immediately if you log out and log back in. Auto save projects. I like to go ahead and save the project also on this, and then any changes or notify you. You can do that. I don't generally do that. And then we click next. Now, this is the cool thing about this is and this will email you and let you know if your rankings go up or down. So if you gain and you want to be able to report some wins, like usually if I gain 5 and if I lose 5, I generally put that in there. If I lose 5, if you enter the top, I could put 20. If I drop out of the top, 50, then email me. And even percentages if you want to do that. And then email alerts, you can put me at yourname.com. So you can easily put that in there and then click no, next, and then this is daily checking ranks, and then click finish. And this is going to, as long as you're logged in and running the software, this is going to check your rankings every day at that time. And it's good to kind of have a workstation that's running on a regular basis that's going to keep that every single day, so that when you log in, if you have this run at night and you log in, everything's going to be saved and ready for you to go. So this is a great tool to set up scheduled tasks and alerts and to email you when your rankings go up and down in any way. Cool, huh? That was easy to find and easy to hook up, so that way make sure your computer is running to get these auto updates. Now, I'm going to show you kind of how to look into, it's very, very important when you're setting up your web pages to hook up Google Analytics, okay? So that's to measure your visitor information, your goal successes and conversions, and it's free. Google allows it and provides it for free. There's other analytic companies out there, but this is one that you should at least get familiar with and get into and learn how to use. So we're going to do a little demo here and show you kind of some of the Google Analytics tools that you'll want to do to track your results. Okay, so this is not going to be an exhaustive Google Analytics course. You got to get it attached to your page. If you're using WordPress, I use a Google plugin, just the regular Google plugin to do this. So, and then there's copy and paste code. So I'm not going to teach you how to add Google Analytics to your site. You can do that. There's lots of information about that. Since this is brand new on my DPL Interior site, you can see 3 new users or whatever. But the main thing that we want to do now that we're working on ranking and that we're getting in ranking is to add some custom events. So if we look on conversions over here in the events, this is the main thing that we're going to want to track and see if there's anything that's occurring from purchases to contacts. And if we click on events, we can kind of see first visit, page view, that kind of thing. And so we would want to create a potential event that we can now measure. And so if I click on this, we can kind of see this page view and equals contact. So this kind of will show if anybody clicks on this event, and we'll count it, and we can say count as a conversion. And that's going to now track conversion events associated with this account. Now I love that if you're just checking real time, you can kind of have a real-time monitor going. I kind of do this on some other accounts. And this will kind of tell you a little bit about your traffic acquisition, where the traffic is coming from. Again, this is a little bit sparse just because we're still dealing, there's a little Google organic coming here because it's a brand spanking new site. So we're going to see this as we start SEOing the site. We're going to see this go up, and this is kind of what we want to do with the customer. We want to kind of get this data in a dashboard so that we can now track and see that our traffic is going up. Our rankings are going to go up and our traffic's going to go up. And this is a great tool that can kind of show you any of the engagement, show you kind of events, and this is where we'll look to kind of see any events that occur over time. Again, the page views, the session starts, we can see that here in this as well. So there's a lot of great data to dig in. So make sure to get your analytics connected on your web page, and that way you can now come in and see the real-time traffic that's occurring with this. This is a great tool, it's free, and so I highly recommend using Google Analytics. Cool, there's a lot there, and there's certifications and there's programs there that you want to dive deeper to be the best at SEO. Understanding the Google tools will actually help you a little bit better. Now, you'll want to create a dashboard. And there's many different ways and tools to create dashboards. Google provides tools. This is a dashboard tool that you see here. You could do it with spreadsheets and create your own graphs. However you want to create a dashboard, make sure that you can create a dashboard that provides all the information that you need and the key performance indicators that we talked about as far as visits and conversions and things like that. That way, on an ongoing basis, you can keep track of your customers' results. Okay, so make sure that you can create a dashboard. I'm going to show you a little demo of some dashboard tools that maybe you can play around with and kind of look for deeper and more information. But you'll want to learn how to create a dashboard for yourself and for your clients to measure these results. Okay, this looks complicated, but this is not a course on Google Data Studio. Now, the cool thing about Google Data Studio, and it's free, you can sign into it, and as you can kind of see, I have a little console report that's pulled up here, and it gives me a little bit of information about what's going on. And you can create, the cool thing about Google Data Studio is you can design this any way you want and pull the data from your Google. So kind of what you can do is in Google Data Studio, you can download, even share, and there's other tools like basically you can load other people's SEO reports and modify them with your own data. So there's a great tool like this. There's just a lot of cool. If you do some looking up, it uses your default. You can click authorize it, and it will kind of come in and can add even, this is trying to authorize and add Facebook data, so it'll even add Facebook data into your report. And basically here's the report. So if you're doing a dashboard, and again, there's a bunch of free dashboards, and you can modify these and basically select the data that you're trying to pull down here, and it will produce a report for you in Google Data Studio. There's a couple of other tools. This is also another good tool that you can draw down and pull down any information in and create custom dashboards. I haven't played with this a lot lately, but it's kind of another cool tool. There's different tools to build a dashboard. So you're going to want to take the KPI information that you learned in this course and be able to put this in a dashboard that you could then show the reports for yourself, show the data that you're doing for yourself, and or show it to the client. Have an easy way for them to log in to see how you are actually doing. So creating a dashboard is a great way to communicate your information to your prospects, to your clients, and even for yourself, as well as make decisions on what are the strategies that you need to do to accomplish the goals and go to the next level. So go into datastudio.google.com, set up a free account, and look and do some searches and say digital marketing plan, and there's tons of free things that you can look at here and create some dashboards right from what other people are actually doing. As you see, SEO overview, it's going to pull in, and again, this is custom stuff that you can pull in and use for yourself. So anyways, take a look at Google Data Studio and see if there's a dashboard that you can create for yourself. Okay, really cool stuff, and hopefully you can get in and configure and create a dashboard for yourself and look like a pro. Now, let me give you the conclusion here to this entire thing. Remember, my promise to you is if you dedicated to learning, if you stuck it through here, that you're learning the skills that's going to help you rank pages. It's going to give you the information that you need to go further. This is not the end point. This is the starting point. If you're at this stage and you're watching this part of the video, you know a lot of information now, and you know how to move forward. You know how to rank your pages, you know how to look in detail, and you know how to use some tools to dive in deeper to your keywords, to your competitors, and many different things like that. So, but again, this is only the beginning. Remember, everything that you learned here in this course to double the output. Take what you learn, and then tomorrow do a little bit more of what you learned in order to build proficiency. I look forward to seeing what you can do, and thank you very much for taking this course. Now it's time to take the test and to see if you have what it takes to be certified in the SEO core fundamentals.